Hello, beautiful soul family. Hope everyone is doing great. If you're not doing great, I hope you are coming out of a rough time and wishing you healing and positive. I know this time for change and transformation is very uneasy feeling, going into the unknown, not sure where our path is going to guide us. So if you're feeling like you're on shaky grounds, this is a guided message to remind you this is all part of the breakdown of the chaos to rebuild on lighter, more efficient ways of living, how we can benefit our health and our time, which also impacts our relationships, giving us time to heal from cycles will allow a greater awareness to the universal laws, how things are all connected. So there is a great awakening. It's been going on for a couple years as Pluto is in retrograde for the next couple of months until 2024. There will be an even greater awakening. So a bigger shift for those who are still a little bit lost in the dark, feeling like your intuition is guiding you and pulling you in a direction that is making a huge impact in a positive direction, but it feels like a completely different way of doing things. So it is adapting to change, even though this change is for the positive. Takes a little while from this awakening, from all the emotions to the awareness, to the truth, clarity, and knowledge. So it's all steps. Everybody takes different amounts of time. Be easy on yourself. Healing is going within. It's a process we have to choose to do. When we go within, we do not judge others for situations. Either if they are attached to us and how we are feeling, our emotions, they tend to be something within also. Things that we see in others as a weakness are usually those things that we would like to change within ourselves. So everything is a reflection. All right, so we have from the Starseed Oracle, the shuffling and some cards came right out and it's really guided. All paths lead home. As life is a maze, you will be going around in circles, and although which way you may take, it will always lead you where you need to go. So even though it's been rocky and there's been lots of obstacles, seeing through these illusions and taking larger steps through the obstacles and the lessons, learning how to place things properly so you are avoiding things that have already gone through and healed. So it's almost like finding new ways to go around things. So your intuition is definitely guiding you. So that would be the number 2 is intuition. It's kind of like a pathway also. So instead of always going one way or the other, there's almost like a balance needed to go. Almost seeing like a different way that you didn't go see before. It's almost shifting your perception and seeing different pathways and gateways that are allowing you to move faster. Taking different routes is allowing different ways not to be blocked. Almost like instead of getting to all these dead ends, finding new ways of to go off onto different roads that are maybe less traveled. So all that paths lead home. There really is never a wrong way to go, and there isn't a wrong answer. That everything is a lesson, even if go off the path a little bit the wrong way, it's always going to guide you through a different obstacle to get. It may take a little bit longer, but that's the journey. It's the lessons learned, not ending up at the end. Once you're at the end is always a new beginning. So not always trying to get to the end of what you're trying to accomplish, because there'll always be something new beginning. So it's really taking time to see what you're being shown during that. Everything has a connect. It does have wisdom within it that is showing you different ways to do things, or knowledge. So it's normal to look to the external world for answers and guidance. What's revolutionary is turning your gaze inward. You're being called to source your guidance from within. To develop a reliable relationship with your soul. The more time you spend connecting with your soul, the deeper the connection will become. So I feel like the deeper that you kind of go within these circles, and you're almost meant to go off the wrong way. That's kind of how you learn the most, is when you make the mistake. So there really is no wrong answer, no mistake. Every mistake will have a lesson. So always these challenges. You grow the most from the worst times, like the most challenging times. The challenge for empaths is staying connected without cutting off from the world. The best way to do this is to develop a daily practice that helps you to keep checking in, to draw on the wisdom within, and let that be the authority in your life. So yeah, being your own authority. And with this new 20-year cycle starting, it will be that rebel energy, which will be, the authority will be within you. And that's going to have to really go within to figure what that is that you need to be doing. But it's, instead of waiting to be told what to do, it's really checking in with yourself and deciding and making your own decisions and taking control of your life, cutting off from the things that are never really serving us any purpose, and it just almost like a cycle going around and around. So this is that kind of like that warrior energy where you really have to switch it up and be brave, not just follow what everyone else is doing. Intuition, high priestess, yeah, that's number 2, the high priest. So yeah, that's your intuition. You're really have, it's like you have the perfect balance of the dark and the light. So with that, you're able to create that reality away from just the dark. Really, yeah, that's really becoming taking your unconscious thoughts and bringing them to the conscious. Like, that's really when our intuition is the strongest, is when it's our subconscious, when we're sleeping, when we're dreaming, when we're not actually using our brain to just process within the day. It's like when you're sleeping and your subconscious is activated, that's your deeper thoughts. That's all the information that's been stored. So it's when your brain really connects everything together. So all the last, yeah, so I think this is just really bringing the light into the dark and the dark into the light. Soul plan, fated versus destined. So feeling this big shift right now, it really is that pull of what you feel like you should be doing versus what you're told to be doing. So we're definitely not here just to be slaves to other people's reality, because that would really just be, that would like be, that would have no, there would be no evolving, no consciousness, no growing. It would just be a very negative, very low vibration, kind of walking around like, okay, so you're being called to take grounded action in response to your soul's calling, to start where you are and begin building in a consistent way. So many people stop themselves from living a soul-led life because they're waiting to know the destination before their first step. It's really about believing before seeing. Because like things that before they come and they become real in the physical, they're actually, the thought and the manifestations actually out into the energy. You can't see it. It has to be a thought before it becomes a thing. So our soul's always calling us every moment of every day. We live in the world of free will, and therefore these moments become our destiny only through saying yes. The fated life is the one we are born into. The destiny life is the one our soul chooses, and it takes courage and faith. If you pull this card, it's because you're likely now face to face with the choice to follow the destiny life over the fated. To trust the path of your soul is calling you towards. And to remember that this moment was prearranged on your lifetime. You may find yourself at a crossroad. So if things are feeling a little too perfectly laid out. So it's really asking you to take that leap into taking that the road less traveled. You may be facing a change of career, a new relationship, a difficult decision, or something else that requires courage and faith. You're being invited to remember your soul's greater plan, to surrender to it. When you're confronted with a path that's undefined, it's normal for doubt to rear its head. In fact, this is a certain sign that you're facing your soul's greater plan. Every hero in his or her life comes to eye with doubt. So this is all part of the plan. So it's always feel like you're being challenged right at your greatest accomplishments. Always going to feel like it's a great pull because it's such a great change that you're making that's going to feel that shift. And it really does take just enough brave souls, enough brave people that know that their path and choose to embark on it. It's really just going within and learning the lessons and healing yourself. Learn a greater way of treating others, treating the world. Always want to grow in a positive way instead of breaking it down, harming each other, too much indulgence in anything. Exactly, feeling lack, too much indulgence, yeah, exactly, too much spending, too much of anything. So this needs to be a change in the mindset and how you are looking at change. Maybe having a financial loss, but whatever it is that you feel like you're losing right now or the loss is actually trying to bring on the change of something positive. So there's a change that needs to happen. It could be a lack mindset, but I feel like you're feeling the poverty mindset. Poverty and some kind of lack. So let's see. What's the challenge with this? What's the challenge? The lesson and the challenge. Challenge, all right, burdens. Carrying too much on your shoulders. Taking on too much. Overburdened, overloaded, stressed. So too much on your shoulders, I feel like. But it is the 10 of Wands. So this is like you've carried too much. There has been a burnout, lots of obligation, struggle. So this is the 10. So 10 is to 1. So it's the completion of whatever you have been, this uphill battle, struggle. It is the uphill of this mindset, that's struggling with financial or just feel like there's been burdens within your circumstances. So the burdens are going to be lifted, taking on too much. New way of doing things, I feel like. All past leave home. So even if you're feeling this burnt out energy, just remember it's lessons. You're being asked to take a rest from fear and anxiety. Just a new way to structure your mindset. 4 of Swords. So I need to regroup your thoughts. So time for a little rest, mental rest, you know, and allow the peace and quiet to take the burdens off, you know. I think you're just overloaded, overthinking everything. Oh, yeah. And there's the 10 of Swords. That's defeated. And swords are mental clarity. It's the mind. Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. So this is the end of a betrayal, the 10 of Swords. So the good thing about this is the ending of whatever cycle has been burning, with 2 10s coming out, 10 of Wands. So at the end of a tough cycle, it's been challenging and you're feeling defeated. The good thing about this is it's over. It's the ending. So if it's not here, this is completed this tough cycle of feeling this lack. And it just disappeared. Right? So there's a big change that was needed. You needed to turn your gaze within to see what needed to change and heal. All right? The bottom, look at that, the Emperor. You're owning your energy, stability, structure, protection, control. So I feel like you're being disciplined and being practical, logical, and putting your plans into action in a different way. So I feel like all these burdens are over and you're able to create the power and the will to own your own authority. All right. See you guys. Bye.